Right, so I'm going to call this one the pot hanger deadfall trigger. Now, this may have been invented 50,000 years ago, or I might have just thought of it now, but I suppose we'll never know, because there never is any proof of who had thought of these things first. But so far as I know, I've never seen this one before. I thought of it yesterday and thought I'd try it out today. The reason I called it a pot hanger deadfall trigger, because some of you might realise it looks similar and it's on a similar design to some adjustable pot hangers. The top of this piece has been cut to a flat point, and a corresponding notch has been done there, and another notch is here, otherwise the deadfall weight can sometimes slip down. So if you make this with this part of the trigger with thicker wood, all the better. And then I've shaved each side here just to thin the stick up a bit, so there's not much surface area. And this other stick here, this can either be stabbed right into the ground or just stood on the ground. Now this is stood on the ground in a slightly little bit of a dip. Bait obviously goes there on the end. Right, so this type of trigger seems to go off much better if it is lifted rather than pulled down. Where some deadfalls work on a side to side motion, some on a down motion. This one seems to work good if it's pushed up. So one option would be is to tie your bait on the top there. Tie it on the top there, and then when the animal pulls it up, it goes off. It will go off side to side, but not as easy as if it's lifted. And you can get this bit really sensitive by putting it right on the edge there. So only a small part is on. So yeah, I think if you tied a bait on the top there, some of your animals may be more likely to get it on the top, because obviously if it's the bottom they're going to pull it down. I might see if there's a way you can work out some sort of trip wire off of this as well, which I reckon you could. If you had this coming more at an angle, put a trip wire along, it would pull it out straight away. But you can see that when you lift it, it goes off very easily. I'll just give you a close up now of the parts. So that's the upright. This has just been shaved to make it thinner, flat point on top. And this one, it's got a notch there, that's for the Deadfall weight, and that one is for the top of the trigger. I suspect it'll work just as good, maybe better with a cage. Yeah, so I reckon if you could get a pheasant up in there, have your bait tied on the top of that, so he pecks it and pulls it up, that'll catch a pheasant easy. And obviously this part of the trigger can be much longer, or like I said, you could tie a piece of string to it so it went from the end to the other end of the trap to make it a full length trigger but with a bit of string.